Hello everyone, my name is Hui, and in this video, I'm going to show you my setup on Linux. This is NixOS, a very, I would say, niche Linux distribution, but it basically is a template package manager, which is really cool, and I think you should learn it. The topic of this video is related to Roblox, and now, while I was uh, trying to learn NixOS, Nix, and basically setting up my future development environment, getting used to Doom Emacs, I remembered back that I was deviling, uh, just messing around with Roblox, and now I am currently right here. This is Roblox Studio running on Linux, and I am using a community-driven development program, wine, basically packaging repository. I don't know how to say it, but like it's a program that uh, basically makes Roblox runs on Linux by using wine. um, and so the visual elements are extremely buggy, I like to say, and I had to, as you can see, when I move it around and release it, the GUI of Rojo disappears, which is a plugin that I'm going to talk about. And I'm assuming that you're from the Roblox open source community. Uh, but yeah, this thing is extremely buggy. I had to change a setting in Wine through Vinegar. Wine, customize Wine, configure Wine. I had to change to emulate Windows, which is what you see right here. The whole thing is emulated. Um, so, but still, I can at least dock some of the stuff, which is Uh, come on. No, which is quite it's this works if you're lucky a bit, but it's not impossible to dock it somehow. I'm gonna just okay. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Yes, okay. Finally. Anyways, Sabroho setup. I'm gonna tell you how it is, how I have things. I also have LSP set up using Luau-LSP. And now this does not come out the box, so I had to add a new language to my Emacs configuration. And so this video kind of divided into two parts. One, I'm gonna show you first my Emacs configuration. Actually, no, I'm gonna show you the kind of like the overall workflow of this first. Um, how I got Rojo working. Um, the Nix flags that I use set up development environment and all that. So I have right here a basic server script that linked to Rojo. And I'm actually gonna connect it to the Roblox connected to. I'm gonna use Rojo to actually sync the changes. So Rojo serve, and I'm also gonna use. I'm gonna first rename this buffer as well to Rojo serve. And this is not my first time recording this. I want to delete this. Yeah, so now this is Rojo serve, and I'm also gonna get another uh, terminal emulator buffer, and I want to run my source map because it just makes detection intelligence viable, more comfortable. Of course, but it's optional. You can read the wiki on your own. I forgot. Gonna go into the Nix shell, development shell, dev shell right here, and great source map. And now if I connect this, boom, it's connected to the session. It's just basic Rojo stuff. And now if I change my this, and I can show you a bit of workflow, you can see down here there's an LDoc mini buffer. that shows you the different types. I'm going to enlarge it basically, and what you see right here is a buffer telling you the type. So game should be a data model right there, and player should be player. Name is a string. So type of the methods attributes, or otherwise known as fields. I'm gonna demonstrate the intelligence that is is on Emacs right here through Emacs-LSP, and basically what Luau-LSP is basically it is a language server that's intended for Visual Studio Code, and what Emacs-LSP is very compatible with such programs that can they can interact with um, LSPs made for VS Code um, using something called SDIO S through STDIO connection. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it because I'm not very knowledgeable about this area yet. But anyways, I can show you the intelligence right now. Let me move this over a bit. Okay, so let's say I want to print out every single what do you call it? Children's, which are um, basically the objects nested in other objects. The objects nested in my player character. So basically, I'll just do player dot character added. You can see how all the complete connect right there. This is really awesome. Function and and also have evo mode going on. If you can see character, I want to print character dot name. Actually, before that, what am I doing? I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm a bad programmer. Anyways, for index child child in character get children. See all the completes for me do, and I'm going to print out the. I'm sorry, I've been doing some JavaScript. Sorry about that. Um, I believe I have two spacing. That's so weird. Come on. Yeah, I still have to configure this a bit more. But anyways, index child in character, and I haven't coded, I haven't scripted in a while. To end child. Just gonna go ahead dot name. So yeah, that's the intelligence, and Rojo is links it. So now I have it right here. If I change it to something like what other properties do instances have? Roblox developer API instances. So sorry, I'm taking some of your time. I just want to demonstrate it. See parent. I guess I can print out the parent. No, it's a unique ID. So now, boom, it changes in here. Press run. See, unique ID is not humanoid. Huh, interesting. Let's just do parent dot name. Yep, boom. Print out my name. Let's revert it back to the name. Sorry, I'm wasting you guys' time, but yeah. So that's the overall workflow, and as you can see, the IntelliSense right here is really fast. Now, I would argue that it's even faster than Visual Studio Code, and of course it is, because it's more lightweight. So yeah, I think this is what I'm going to work with for a hobbyist Roblox project. Um, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. I'm going to show the LSP config. So of course, Emacs is configured with libs, and I have to, and each buffer, basically for each, interaction with buffer is divided into modes. So a major mode right here, I'm deriving it from Lua mode, which is something that really nicely come out of the box with Doom Emacs. I just have to put LSP Lua plus LSP right there. But I'm not using the provided LSP server. And in fact, I create my own Nix derivation, Lua mode, major mode for Lua, and for every file with the extension Luau, I would use Luau mode. And this is basically from the documentation for Emacs-LSP, adding a new language. Everything was from this. And of course, it was confusing for me. That's why I had to look at some uh, configuration of existing LSPs. Right here, basically said Luau-LSP. This is the subcommand, and then the next to it, the next atom in the sequence using libs terms is the arguments right here. There's strings providing definitions. And for each Roblox project, I also have this directory called types, just like in TypeScript, and I put the types in here. Activation FN on Luau. This is basically, I believe, um, add to list right here. When it adding Luau mode to, you see, declaring the LSP like instance, I think, to when every time when there's a Luau mode, which is automatically I think connect or allow it to be connected to. And then yeah, look, I'm still very new to this. My explanation is extremely poor, but yeah, server ID Luau check. That's really cool, isn't it? And now I'm gonna show you my Nix derivation, and feel free to skip the video because this is about now NixOS, but stick along you like to see. So I'm using on NixOS, I'm using Home Manager just to separate my configuration.nix, which is the system-wide configuration, and the home user configuration. So I'm using Home Manager. Um, switch to NixOS, HTTP home.nix. And what I have right here in the packages list that I have for my entire system, as you can see, it's kind of like, you know, how package.json do it. You're listing every single packages that you need inside like a template. You know, Docker containerization technology. That's basically it. So that's the best I can explain to you. Package.call package. What I have in this Nix module right here is a derivation. And so right here, um, it's the make derivation. What's the name of derivation? I put that, and back in my Emacs configuration right here on it's the this is the program. It's the LSP program that is named, which is my derivation called Luau-LSP, and I had going. The reason I have a derivation of this is because NixOS only works. It's not FHS compliant. What is FHS? Well, FHS is no, not that, but acronym. Yeah, it's not file system hierarchy standard, which including the bin, the user, the var. Instead, you have things that enables basically out of the box generations, different versions of the entire system, the programs, configurations, which as a Linux user is very appealing to me. Um, anyways, that's another going on tangents, but basically, the derivation fetch the basically zip file with fetch zip, providing the SHA-256. I got this by just running it once and copying the SHA-256 that it tells me to use instead. Um, native build inputs, auto patch output, and so this is another story because when I have everything set up as a derivation, it's still giving me that error where it's like, All right, you cannot use dynamically linked binary. And so what I found out was that I have to do a patch elf, basically run patch elf, and it's very convenient. The NixOS has this thing called package called auto patch elf hook, and so I just put in my native build inputs, and I was missing, I think, a C library, or it just couldn't find it. Yeah, it couldn't find it. Um, if I go to this right here and I do, actually no, let's see. I might actually go to Nix, the where everything is basically referenced from. Grep, Luau-LSP. Let's say cd into one of these. No, sorry. Nix store. Cool. cd bin, and if I do LDD, what is LDDs? What is GNU LDD? Nix utility that prints the shared libraries required by each program. Okay. Um, so when this was going on, right now everything is patched, of course. Uh, it can be discovered on the actual system. I was missing this one. So basically, what I have to do is I have to include it. And how I include it was just basically in the build inputs, I put in this stdenv.cc.lib, including the C libraries basically for C++ because that's what Luau-LSP is built upon. So yeah, this is basically really cool how NixOS work. And once I switch to the system, everything will be replicatable, of course, given that I'm using NixOS on the other system as well. So yeah, I really like this is my basically my development system right now. And of course, uh, I've not been developing Roblox. I think developing on Roblox just on Linux is just a pain because you have to set up everything and everything just doesn't work as smoothly. But you know, this is a hobby project, and I'm very content with what I have right here. So comment down below if you have any questions. I try to reply to them. But otherwise, thank you to the open source Roblox community, and yeah, cheers. That was Emacs, NixOS, and Roblox development with language server uh, working. Anyways, goodbye.